With the Mariner buffs and second round of their beta in the Lord of the Rings Online, I wanted to test out how the blue line is for survivability, in particular with solo content. So while I don't know too much about the blue line, we are going to try to solo a tier 12 delving with it and just see how it goes. So at this point, I've killed a couple normal mobs and have verified it is possible to actually get kills and survive some encounters, yet we are up against the signature here. Also, I do want to point out, because sometimes there is confusion in the comments with these videos, that it's supposed to be like a good comparison to a very well-equipped character and how their performance is, but as I mentioned in the Runekeeper video, and I think even the last one with the Mariner, these comparisons to other classes and how strong they are videos are not fair tests, and it's just something to see in general how the class and character performs given the context of their equipment, outfit, and by outfit here I mean gear, as I'm actually trying to play the game and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully that makes sense. Now I do have to get a little bit of my defenses in here, and I think if I get unstunned, did I go too far forward or was that one of the spider suns? It's so hard to tell in delving sometimes, especially when I'm not paying too much attention to the delving mechanics, as I want to focus on my own character. But yeah, there are lots of stuns and delvings. Okay, so I think despite me being low health and having a lot of my cooldowns while on cooldown, I think I can kind of scrap this together potentially. So this should give me a little bit of a decent heal. There isn't a ton of healing, of course, on the blue line Mariner, but there is some. It's kind of like what the old red captain used to be like, at least before the revamp in my experience. Also, I think I did go too far forward there. Another thing, like as I talked about in the last video, I still have to get used to playing the Mariner, especially with the aft and forward scale, but also using recenter. Not used to that at all in the blue line. Blue line's a very fresh gameplay experience to me, which is I think why trying a tier 12 delving is actually extra interesting compared to if I knew the class a lot or whatever. I do actually find this to be a little bit more interesting this way and more fun to me. Okay, so I think I have an interrupt somewhere. Oh yeah, I moved it to shift 1. Okay, but we should get a little bit of self heals on us here, and if I use a finisher I can press F4 and go back, forward, or after towards balance. I don't think spamming these defensive abilities like this is a good idea, but I am just trying to find something to do. Oh wow, that actually stunned. Okay, that might be the saving grace that I need if I can use my heal, which didn't go off even though the cooldown went off. It's not the hugest heal, but it actually does have a, you know, it has a healing component to it. But yeah, with all that said on just how these videos work, please let me know your thoughts on them and if you actually do find them entertaining. But it's basically the limits of what I can do given my characters and my playtime in LOTRO. So I try to do the best I can with them at least. Okay, so I think after that finisher, we can use our balance ability. Oh yeah, every time a mob comes out of these, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's something that I have not been well prepared for, even though I know it's coming every single time. So once again, we can use our recenter skill here. And I actually think this fight's going pretty well. We'll use lunge with no builder. I think the main builder for lunge when you're playing blue line is probably sweeping advance, because that gives us 50% finisher skill damage. That would probably be the best one. And dramatic flourish I think we can boost with some of our other abilities here, maybe. Yes, sweeping advance gives the dramatic flourish critical magnitude buff, so that gives us a little bit of a crit hit chance, and I think this would increase that. It's a 3-second crit buff, but you know, increasing the magnitude of that could definitely be helpful, of course, if you're actually in a group and buffing your group members, which I am not. Kind of like the old captain, that means this one might not be the best for solo, because of course a lot of your abilities are impact a group, so they're balanced around you actually buffing your group with them, but that doesn't mean it's going to be very bad for solo. I thought the increased survivability, I mean, you do have some heals and we see me actually surviving some fights, which is a huge contrast to how it is in redline. I think with all of that, it's not necessarily that bad is what I'm trying to say. Oh, I just straight up died there. I was like, wait a minute, did I get stunned? I was going to use my recenter skill, but that did not work. I just straight up died. That is the downside. While I find it entertaining, the downside of learning the class, not really knowing how to play it, is I'm paying a lot to the attention to the class and the abilities that I'm using, rather than what's going on actually with the delving. So I believe shift 4 is going to be one of my damage buffs, and then shift 5 there that I use, the west wind, is a heal is why I used it there. Also, we'll go ahead and use our finisher and recenter here. We'll give this guy an incoming damage buff and maybe, yeah, focus a little bit on damage here. I realize I'm going very far forward, but you know, that should be okay. I say as I'm probably, no, not quite getting stunned there. I also think in the group content role, you'll probably be able to stay balanced towards aft a lot better than I am when I'm focusing like purely on my damage abilities, because that's kind of what you do when solo and trying to kill mobs, but it's probably going to be a bit of a different experience. Also, I'm very much so underutilizing Motivating Song. That does have a healing component to it, so even though it's like the Captain Motivating Speech buff, it's good to use that somewhat on cooldown for the heal. But yeah, I find it true in this delving, but in my general experience with delvings, the mobs that pop out, especially the Dark Waters, they just seem to be tuned to be very strong, and that seems to be matching my experience today. I also need to find out which one does step back. Step back impacts riposte. Okay, that's what I thought it did. And then on guard is the one that impacts thrust. Okay, so I think I want to move these two, especially considering on guard has a requirement. I believe it's both 6 aft and 4, even though it's kind of cut off there. I believe it's for both of those. Also, I do have some emergency abilities. I know I have my setup here a little bit odd, but it's just how I thought it might work. But we do have the emergency ability with Guided by the Stars, which not only gives us actually a pretty good damage buff, but it I accidentally just used it. But it also gives, okay, a little bit of a heal. I thought the heal might have been a little bit more. Also, we are fighting 2 mobs right now. Yeah, we're fighting 3. Oh, I should not blow all my cooldowns there. It might help me survive, yes, but it's a complete waste of them because I'm going to die. That's what we call going into panic mode while you're trying to record a video and paying 0 attention. Anyway, to actually pick off a single spider, I think we can do that. I'm gonna try to get riposte here again, and that should actually stun the mob. Oh, do I not have that trait? I guess I don't have that trait for it to stun. Okay, let's use F4 so we don't get stunned. I think I'll go ahead and try to deal with the Fell Spirit. Might have to use one of my self heals here, or actually go ahead and use both of these. Get our incoming damage buff going, and then I think we're going very far forward, I know, but I didn't have any finishers to use my, say, 4 dump there, my recenter, my balance ability, really. Okay, I think I'm ready to go up against another signature. Also, where's my throw ability? Ah, I thought that was just an inherent thing that the Mariner had, but apparently it's a yellow line trait for your regular throw object. Alright then, we have this throw object instead. We can rummage up a stone and it'll be a 5-second stun. Not the most useful time to use a stun there, but hey, we had a throw ability. That's all I was really looking for there. Alright, I believe he is inducting, but it was kind of hard to see. Go ahead and use some of my heals and then my debuff remover. Get us into a little bit more of a steady state, and then I should be able to use my finisher here. I might actually try to sneak in advance so then I can use my dump there. Hey, and we actually killed it at that moment. Now I'm not so sure about the shade, so I might go ahead and use one of my bigger heals here with whatever shift 6 is. That one gives us, yeah, the 2.5% morale plus the little bit of regular shanty heal over time. Another part of these videos that I actually do hope you'll enjoy, we don't have to necessarily kill this mob, but that I do hope you'll enjoy is actually the learning process of the Mariner with me. I feel like in these videos, at least I get the sense when recording them, is that there actually is an evolution within the video where I am actually actively improving my gameplay during them. So hopefully you all are finding that to be the case and find it enjoyable at least. Oh, we had a Delving Shade pop out of that. Okay, I think we can salvage this. Let me go ahead and use a little bit more on the aft scale there, and then I think we can unload a good bit of damage here. Alright, maybe to be safe, I'll go ahead and use my damage buff. Wow, I was hoping you would be taking more damage. Okay, we killed him, but he died. For some reason, I was not prepared for him to live that long. Okay, I think after like 5 minutes of searching around, it's felt like I finally found the way. And hey, we finally have some more combat, so we'll see if I remember anything that I learned in the past few minutes. And actually it doesn't look like it, because I know I'm using horrible combinations there, and in some cases, no combinations. Okay, we'll try to do better against this Curse Hurler here. And it looks like I'm going to get stunned. I don't know if that was the aft skill again or something delving related, but let's go ahead and give myself healed up. I'm kind of running very dangerous here. Oh, I'm actually very low health. Okay, I'm pretty sure I have searched every single other area in the delving, but I somehow still need to free one more person, so just for the heck of it, we're going to fight the Spider Queen, but then we pulled an ad. I really don't think I can scrap this together, but let's go ahead and use our big incoming damage buff, our our Mariner Oathbreakers, as it could be called. And I think I'm also I just want to kill one of these mobs, really. Okay. Oh no, I did not need to pull the artillerist. If he is ranged, he's going to kill me. Oh, no, the net's not down there. We already got this net. I know we're about to die, but I need to find this last net here. That's all I'm concerned about. I know both of the, oh, I was just saying I know both of these are hanging and intact, but earlier I could not target that one. It was not glowing, so I did not actually head down this way. Maybe I just had to get a little bit closer or something. Okay, as long as we only pull the Spider Queen here, I just want to go away from other mobs. Also, did I actually pull that artillerist? It looks like he's headed this way. Hopefully that's just complete coincidence. He's getting suspiciously close here. But I'm more worried about him, and again, not actually paying attention to my own gameplay here, but I think we're safe. We'll go ahead and just unleash everything into this old forest queen here, and I think with that we ideally should be good. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to use every single cooldown at the same time, but hey, that did give us a lot of buffs and, you know, a good bit of healing actually, so we were able to survive with that. Now let's hurry up and get this spider web. There might have been some tribulations along the way, but we did actually get this delving done, and all I have to do is find the scout. I know that's the hardest part of delvings, but hey, it actually looks like I found this one. Honestly, not too bad overall, and I'm pretty happy with the ability to actually do a tier 12 delving again, not really knowing Blue Line Mariner all that well, and not playing the class all that much, even though I have had a little bit more playtime now with the second round of beta. Also, once again, I'm doing a great job of getting my bad luck out of the way with the delving rewards in the beta. It might be a little bit before I can get to Yellow Line, but hopefully can get to that before the end of the second beta round, and we can dive deeper into the Yellow Line gameplay and perhaps see its survivability. If you have any ideas for challenges you would like to see for that spec specifically, please let me know. Otherwise, I hope you all enjoyed this somewhat chaotic video, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching everyone.